Are you a manager or an executive and you have to deal with a situation with your team member and you have decided after much thought and rumination that you have to address it, but you are so anxious about it, right? You went to lunch, maybe you've lost some sleep about it, you're trying to calm down, but you know that this afternoon you're going to have to address that difficult conversation and it's not going to be pleasant. What do? If that's you, stick around. State your purpose for having the talk. State your reasonings behind why you are nervous. Name it. Why are you going to talk to your employee? If you have now breathed to calm so that you can think, then you should be able to say right now, Laura, I'm going to talk to my employee because I have decided they're not going to deliver the presentation to our new client next week. And I feel very awkward about it. Right now, you should be able to state what your purpose is by going to talk to your team member or employee and be very specific why you're talking to them, and also to yourself to reassure yourself that I'm nervous to go talk to them because I'm going to pull them off the project and I'm concerned about how they're going to react. Okay, I don't want them to feel offended. I'm afraid that I'm going to push them away, or I'm just really nervous about that this person tends to be emotional anyway, and I'm not really great at dealing with emotional outbursts. State your purpose for having the talk. State your reasonings behind why you are nervous. Name it. Now that you probably feel a little bit more activation from naming your purpose and you really feel the feelings of your anxiety, I do recommend going back and doing that breathing exercise a few more times to get yourself calmed down even more, because now you're ready to get into that conversation. You're the leader in this situation. Embody the leadership. You're a guide. You're the one who's going to be giving constructive criticism. You're going to be the one who can make the decision to have the person on the presentation panel or not. Okay, so in this process, reassure yourself that your leadership has now helped you determine what is going to be the best course of action for the company as a whole. Okay, don't fall under the pressure of feeling like you are going to offend this person, because honestly, the word offense in a team cohesive culture should never really be discussed. In fact, that actually brings up a good point. If you have not already fostered a line of open communication between you and your team, such that people are going to feel offended by anything that is said or done, there's already a disconnect within the team dynamics. So within this entire thing that you're struggling with right now, that you're going to get through, and we can work on it together, but this entire situation that you're working on to get through really should not be happening, because there should be no or very little tough conversations among your team members anyway. Okay, there should be a sense of openness and cohesion among your group. And that's something that if you haven't done, I highly recommend that you sort of start to work on that on the back end. But for right now, we have a situation to solve. So let's get moving forward with my next tip. Now it's time to have the tough conversation, right? You're in the chair. You're looking at the person, making eye contact. You're still doing your breathing, by the way, at this point in time, because you had been nervous. And what this is also going to do is your deep breathing, your calming is going to help relax the other person. Our energy does transfer, so keep breathing. You have your open, receptive posture. Now it's time to open up your mouth and have the discussion. Get on the same page. Typically, it would be something like asking a question. Hey, how are you feeling about the upcoming presentation? See what they have to say. Let them talk as long as they want. You're going to find out a lot of information because, one, you might find out that they, too, are having some reservations about doing the presentation. Maybe they say, look, I feel great about it. I cannot wait to do this. I've got some, certain things that I had intended to say. I wanted to run those by you. Put them on the spot. That's their time to shine. If they are ready to go, they should be able to stand up right now and present to you. Okay? And then you'll know. By doing that, if they accept the challenge of going ahead and standing up, that's your time to start the conversation about, okay, what did you find out? Right? Did you find out that they had been practicing and that they actually did a pretty good job and maybe they just need some fine tuning? So you have that information. Maybe you see that they're continuing to stumble. They're fidgeting. They're not maintaining eye contact. They're struggling with their ability to get their points across. All of that information is going to be beneficial, because what the point is that you as the leader have the opportunity to decide the next course of action. You already know that you want to pull them off of the project. All right, that's what you had decided. But maybe you see something in their demeanor that says, well, maybe they need to stand up and share a few words about their particular subject matter expertise, right? Because they were strong whenever they delivered that part of the discussion or that part of the presentation. And you know what? It is beneficial, especially on large projects, to have multiple people do some sharing, kind of, I don't want to say like a Q&A panel, but it's sort of like a panel discussion with other people chiming in to support the information that you're presenting. Also, I think it really does look good as a team whenever you're having the entire team involved. So, consider that their role went from being the main presenter to more just a little bit of a speaker role. You are now having the conversation that you were scared to have. You went from feeling nervous, anxious, to calming, to visualizing yourself, to planning and preparing what it was that you were about to say and how you're going to invite the discussion. It's not difficult anymore, right? It's more of a conversation. Now, this could go in many different ways, as you can see. Maybe the person had done a very lousy job and you said, look, I'm pulling you from the project. And with that, I'm now curious, how do you feel about your presentation skills in general? Open up another discussion with this person and see where they are. Maybe they say, look, I'm completely confident in them. On some level, I'm sure that they probably know that they're not doing a great job on their presentation skills. It's very hard for somebody to be very forthcoming and say, look, I'm doing a great job presenting, and they know that they're not. So you have to have that discussion as well. That might open you up to being able to say, look, you have a lot of great skills. You're very technical at what you do. You're a subject matter expert. We want to support you to get all of that information out in a good way. Are you open to getting professional development help? Okay, that would be another discussion as well. But do you see how, again, everything that you were hesitant that led you to this video is now resolved? All right. I can't wait to hear what happens. If you would like to share it, thumbs up. Yes, great. I was able to master that difficult discussion. It's always great to see what people do. Hey, a lot of people I work with struggle with this, so I can tell you one thing, you're not alone. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day, and I look forward to see you in the next video.